Welcome back to the Art of Crochet blog, and this is square number 16. I can't believe we're at 16 already, and I'm one step ahead of you as ever, and I've made my little pink wheel for the beginning of this nice popcorn square, which is great. So it says to join your white yarn, the vanilla. Here I've got a little slip knot to make it easier, and you just pop it in any old space, doesn't matter where you start. Okay, and I'm going to start off with 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then you do 4 trebles into this space to make our first popcorn. There's a great popcorn video, if you haven't found it, on the video tutorials site, and I'll send you a link with the notes for this on the blog. That's 2, 3, 4, and then you keep that loop there, go back to the beginning, put your hook in here, probably about there, pop that back in, and then pull it through there. First popcorn made. Now we've got 8 of those to do around this pink ring, so I'll see you on the other side. So here's the popcorn circle finished, and I just thought I'd remind you we can fasten off after each colour here because we're not going to be using that again, but leave a good amount here, because if you don't thread it in enough, then it's going to bounce back and come to haunt you, and then you'll end up with bits and it might unravel, and that's not a good look in a throw. Don't forget your finished item's going to go in the laundry and get used, and you want it to last. So here you go. You can wind that bit all the way around, keeping it in the white bit. If you put it in the pink bit, it'll show. And I think the rest of the square is pretty straightforward, so I'm going to leave you to it. See you on the next one. Here we are with round number 3 next. So I'm just going to, I've sewn that in, and I'm going to trim that off, and we need some purple yarn, and I've got my slip knot all ready, and it says to join into any 2 chain space, and that what that means is one of these gaps here, and it doesn't matter which one you go for, so any old one will do. So let's hook in that purple yarn, and I'm just going to do, get that end out of the way, there we are, do a simple little chain there to hold it in, and it says to do 4 chain, 2, 3, 4, so I'm counting that first one I did as the first chain, and then 1 double treble and 2 trebles. Okay, so a double treble's that one where you yarn over into the space and then through all 3 at once, so that sort of pulls it right down, and then 2 trebles, so that's through 2 and 2 like that, and then 2 trebles and 2 double trebles into the next space. So here we are, 2 trebles, 1, 2, and then a double treble through all 3. Okay, and then 2 chain, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2 double treble and 2 treble in next space. Here we go. So 2 double trebles, so that's this one, and then 2 trebles. So here we are again near the end of the 3rd round, and I've done all the repeats, and then the last 2 treble, 2 double, and then at the end it says 1 chain, 1 DC and 4th chain. So 1 chain and 1 double crochet in the top of this 4 chain here. So there we are, and that joins the whole thing together. And the little 2 chain spaces that we had are starting to make the corners. Do you see? There we are. Makes perfect sense. So on to round 4, and we do 3 chain. So this is the same colour, so you keep with the purple. 1, 2, 3 chain, and then 1 treble into the same corner space. So that's this space here where we are. So a treble into there. I know it's annoying if I go off screen. I do try, but it's hard to watch what I'm doing and watch the screen at the same time. So there we are, 1 treble in the same corner space, and then 1 treble in each of the next 8 stitches. So I think that means that you go into the top of here, so the top of that stitch. So 1 treble there, and then 1 treble in the top of that, going under both bars of the stitch if you can. There we are. Okay, so there's 8 trebles down one side here, and then in the corner we're going to do 2 trebles. No, I started doing that one already. 2 trebles, and then 2 chains, and then another 2 trebles, and that's going to make the next corner. There you'll see. So there's our new corner there, and there's going to be, that's half a corner started down there. So we work trebles along the sides. There should be 8. Make sure you don't miss one. And then here we've got 2 trebles, 2 chain, 2 trebles, and then 8 down here, and then another corner, and then along the bottom. And I'll see you when we get to the next corner. So I've been all the way round, and I've got to the last bit. I've done 8 trebles along the top, and then it says to do 2 trebles into this last space in the corner, and that's where we started. So we're going to do 2 trebles here, and then 2 chains, and then it says to do a slip stitch into the top of this first 4 chain that we did. So I'm going to pop the hook through there, and then straight through that last one, and then we can fasten off because we're not going to use the purple anymore. We've done our 2 rounds, so I'm going to give myself a good length and snip that off and pull it through, and then I'll work this in the back. I'm going to thread it in along here, and then we can start with the pink. So start off in the corner, 1, 2, 3, 2 trebles, and then it says 12 trebles along the side. So instead of 8, now we've got 12 because it's the square's got bigger, and then it's pretty much the same. So I'm going to do the first stitch in that bit there, and then into there. So 12 along the side, and then I'll see you at the next corner. Okay, so we're at the corner. I've done 12 trebles, 1 in each stitch, and then at the corner we do 2 treble, 2 chain, and 2 treble, just like we did in the row below. So 2 trebles, 1 going right into that space, 2 chains, and then another 2 treble, 1, 2, there we are, and then you just keep going, 12 down the side, 2 treble, 2 chain on that corner in that space, 12 along here, and then you're nearly there. I think we're done.